What's up, YouTube? Mr. Lamessy here, and today I want to talk about another new rune word, Metamorphosis. Now, this is probably the best of the rune words that we have seen so far, but I still do have some issues with it. It's interesting. Regardless, let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. I also want to hear your guys' thoughts, feedback, all of these things on this. So, Metamorphosis right here. It goes in a 3 open socket, IO Cham Foul. So again, they're really hitting on the runes that you don't use anywhere else. This is something that I did notice 1000% with all of the rune words that they gave us. I mean, if you go look over here, you have Shale IO Thol. You know, a lot of the IO is being used. Shale Co Eld for hustle. Like, they're really trying to hit IO, Eld, Foul, Cham, you know, these runes that you really just aren't using a lot. So, you know, I do think, first off, that is nice, because it's nice to kind of get a better spread on the runes that we're looking for. Let's take a look at this helm, though. So it goes 3 open socket and a helm, which means you can put this in a barb helm or a druid helm, right? If you wanted right there, or just a regular 3 open socket helm. Werewolf strikes grant mark for 180 seconds. Mark of the wolf, 20% bonus attack rating, and increased max life 40%. Where bear strikes grant mark for 180 seconds. Mark of the bear, 25% attack speed, 25% chance of crushing blow, and physical damage received reduced by 20%. Which is interesting because that is a different wording. I think it's supposed to mean the same thing. But physical damage received reduced by 20% versus physical damage reduction. You know, I mean, again, I think it's supposed to mean the same thing. But like, if we look here, damage reduced by 10 to 15%. This is what physical damage reduction looks like now. My question is this them just trying to make it a little bit more intuitive? They changed the wording in the last patch. Okay. So that is just the same thing. I assumed as much because damage reduced, people probably assumed it had other things. And so that, was just confusing to people. So yeah, now it's clearer that it's just physical damage. But physical damage reduced by 20%, which is pretty big as well. 5 to shapeshifting skills, 69% enhanced defense, 10 to strength, 10 to vitality, all resist 10, and cannot be frozen. So let's go here really fast. Let's take a look at lycanthropy, right? So you can see every level in it is giving another 5% bonus life right there. And a little more bonus duration, but whatever. And Werebear, this is giving you some bonus damage and bonus defense. Fury, you're getting bonus attack rating. So you get 10%. I want to do a notepad of this. So we get 5% life per level. We'll just pretend with this. 10% AR per level. This is Fury. Bonus damage is 17%. Bonus damage per level. And the number of hits will stay the same. And then Werewolf, your attack speed bonus is really not going to change much, but you get additional bonus attack rating. 15% bonus AR per level. So that is, you know, what we're gaining from the 5 to shapeshifting skills. Obviously, you get the 10 to strength, 10 to vitality. That's pretty moot, whatever. 10 all res, also pretty low, not really. I mean, it's, you know, it's still 10 all res, but it's pretty, you know, pretty low right there. And then cannot be frozen. Now, again, this can go in a 3 open socket Druid Helm, which means you could also get a 3 open socket that's got +3 to, you know, whatever skills you want additionally. So, for instance, with something like rabies, this is now going to be +3 to rabies. So you get 8 rabies, or you get 8 shockwave, whatever it is. So in these cases, I do believe like a shockwave druid would definitely love this, because that's huge damage, +8 to shockwave. And again, I think the biggest use case for this will be a rabies druid, if they kind of fix rabies. It's a little broken right now. But if they fix rabies, this could be very decent for this. However, all of this being said, I just want to say this fits in the theme of everything else of annoying. You can have both marks active at the same time. And I really am hating this more and more, because it is just, all of these items are just adding annoyance so much. And it's like they're trying to give melee buffs, whatever. They're trying to give buffs, but giving these conditional buffs where you're constantly swapping around and things like this is so annoying. If I am a druid, now I have to shift from human form. I mean, let's get a druid here. Do I have one that's just like chilling somewhere? Druid, perfect. Let's just do this. So we will reset this, and werewolf, bear. Okay. So I shift into a bear. I find something. I hit it. Okay, I got my mark. I shift out of a bear. I shift into a wolf. Now I hit with this. And now, you know, okay, now I'm good for a couple minutes. Then in 3 minutes, I have to shift out of a wolf, back into a bear, go hit things, shift out of the bear, shift back into the wolf. It's like, golly. Yes, it is 180 seconds, but still, every 3 minutes I have to constantly make these shifts just to do this. And that's if I want to use this on or as a melee druid, which is really annoying. It's tedious. It's tedious. And there's a small cooldown between the shifts. Now, you could also just pick a form and stick with it, but then you're not getting the other buffs. And to me, that just feels bad. Putting in buffs like this and then not doing it is, you're not playing optimally, right? And that is the problem. Constantly having to pre-buff with things is really annoying, because nobody wants to do that. Now, additionally, this is if you're just going to keep this helm on, which, for instance, if I just want to be a wolf, let's say, so I get 20% bonus attack, or, you know, whatever. It's like, is this even worth it? I mean, here's Jalal's. So Jalal's gives me 30% hit recovery. I get that same attack rating bonus. I get 2 to all druid skills and 2 to shapeshifting. So 1 less shapeshifting, but plus 2. And obviously I can't have, the additionals, whatever there. I get 20 additional resistances, a little more strength, some energy, 5 demand per kill. This doesn't cost me a Cham rune as well. Much lower level, much easier. So it's like, well, I'm really getting the benefit when I'm getting both marks on. And it just... So yeah, it's great for like bosses and things like this. But again, think about like a barbarian. If I'm a barbarian, I can morph into a bear and I can morph into a wolf. I can put both marks on. Shifting in, out, shifting. Right? Because we have wolf howl. So you get the werewolf, and then obviously you get your your beast. So you get your werebear. So you can do both of those, having to swap the helmet on, do it, swap it off, swap your weapons, swap it off, all of this, hit something in between, get your marks.
Mr. Llama Heart.
And it just becomes more of a swap build. Because again, if you just have this as a plain pick one, it's okay. When you swap and hit both of them, it now becomes a very strong helm. Right? So it's like, I like the idea of what they're trying to do. They're trying to give melee a baller helm right here. But I don't like the idea of, number one, introducing new mechanics from items that don't exist in the game. Mark of the bear, mark of the wolf. This is very much the new style ARPG. The putting it all on the item. D3, D4. That's not... This isn't how items are really created with D2. Auras do that. Auras exist in the game. There's skills in the game. So I dislike there being, this is the only way you can get Mark of the Wolf, Mark of the Bear. You have to create this helm, put this helm on, shift into the form, and hit once in each of the forms to get these buffs for 3 minutes. Yeah, the only other one that really exists would be Delirium morphing you into a little doll, and that's annoying. Nobody likes that. Or Full Trangs morphing into a vampire, which also sucks, and also nobody likes. So... yes, it gives a lot of characters more options now for, okay, if I want to make an Uber Bear source, which you can already do, but now I can get Mark of the Bear as well, which will buff it up even more, But it's like, think about how annoying it is to play even like martial arts assassin, because you have to kind of pre-buff every time you want to finish. You have to hit a few times before you can finish. This is like even more annoying. So yeah, I just dislike the way that this has gone. The idea again is there, you know. The idea is there, but I really dislike the Mark of the Wolf and Mark of the Bear because, again, I think they're trying to go cutesy with like, well, now the barbarian can have this and shift into both forms. Now any character can put a beast on, become a werebear, hit something, then shift back into whatever they want and go and fight with it. I don't know. I don't think adding in a whole pre-buff item is, especially with all these rune words really feeling like pre-buff items, is a thing. So those are my thoughts. I would like them to make some adjustments for sure. Removing these two things and instead changing them to, one, mechanics that exist already in the game, and two, probably just simplifying it down, right? Just make the helm be the helm. You know, put some of these stats directly into the helm or something. Obviously not all of it all together though. Cuz it's like OP but also like sucks cuz you need to pre-buff. Or yeah, maybe it's only when you're in the form you get it. Or something. I don't know. When transformed, yeah. So you kind of like pick what form you want and what bonus you want, and you go around with that. So let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your guys' suggestions for improvement on this. Remember, we have a PTR next week, and hopefully we can provide some feedback on it. And maybe you guys just like it. Maybe you guys are like, yeah, this is great. That's fine. I think it's... I dislike it, personally. But, you know, everybody can have their own opinion. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. Peace, everybody.